Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be all about books that I've recently added to my TBR, aka books that I want to read in the future. I have added so many in the last couple of weeks because I am finally not in a reading slump, which after like 2 years on and off, finally time for me to get excited again. And it's a mix of fiction and nonfiction, a lot more nonfiction than usual. I've just been in the mood. We're not going to fight it. It's one of my goals this year to actually read more. So we're all okay with this. So I'm going to look at my computer because it's from my library waiting list and wish list. Let's start with some of the ones that I'm currently reading or will be reading. They're basically already on my phone. The first one is This Is Your Brain on Birth Control, The Surprising Science of Women, Hormones, and the Law of Unintended Consequences. That's basically a nonfiction that I started this morning. I'm about 30 minutes into it, so it's too early. But I thought it was interesting to read more about that topic. I've obviously been on the pill before and I've had my own experiences with it, and I just want to know what science says about it, basically how much it affects your brain. Disclaimer, the author is not against birth control, by the way. I feel like I know that's like a thing on the internet. I've had personally a really bad experience on the pill. Yasmin, hell, hated it with passion. But I'm currently on different hormones to deal with endometriosis. So I'm glad it exists, but I wish there were other options. Basically, that's how I personally feel about it. Another one that I will be reading right after is Ask Me About My Uterus, A Quest to Make Doctors Believe in Women's Pain. We're going to see a pattern, actually. Let me just go through all the nonfiction about that topic because, like I said, I'm currently on hormones for endometriosis. It took like a year of being in extreme pain to finally have a diagnosis. So anything that is about like medical gaslighting, women's pain being ignored, definitely a topic that I'm interested in. A lot of you actually gave me recommendations. So that one was on the list of the ones recommended. I'm very excited. That's the next one I will be listening to. Another one is Unwell Women, Misdiagnosis and Myth in a Men-Made World. Doing Harm, the Truth About How Bad Medicine and Lazy Science Leave Women Dismissed, Misdiagnosed, and Sick. Sex Matters, How Male-Centric Medicine Endangers Women's Health and What We Can Do About It. I think those are all the ones that I have on that topic. It's a good list anyway, so if you are interested on that topic, you can add more. I feel like this whole video is going to be you taking creepy screenshots of me or just, prepare your Goodreads account to add more books to your TBR. But yes, that topic is obviously something that is close to my heart. H's are hard. But I read The Pain Gap earlier this year and I enjoyed it, but it was way too short. The other book was about 6 hours, so I've been wanting to read more. So I think these books might answer some questions for me. Kind of close to it, I wanted to read more also about medical racism, which again was part of The Pain Gap, but I wanted to go into more details, and I found Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. I saw the author on a TikTok actually talking about her books, and this one seemed really interesting, so I added that to my waiting list at the library. We'll be reading. I forgot to mention this one, Disordered Cosmos. Basically, this is about a Black woman and basically about her experience with racism and sexism while she was trying to obtain her PhD in physics. So very important topic, and I've realized that I just don't have a ton of books about physics written by women of color. So definitely looking forward to reading that one. And I have one more about medical stuff, and then it's other kind of nonfiction. The last one I added is called The Invisible Kingdom, which is about chronic illness. So if you have any other books on these topics that you think I would enjoy, please let me know in the comment section. So let's continue with nonfiction. Why not? I have a lot of like random topic ones, which I've been in the mood for nonfiction. So I'm going to mention the ones I haven't mentioned before and the ones I don't have because I'm doing a haul video very soon, so I have a few more than that. But the first one I have is The Library, A Fragile History, which is about libraries, how they came about, talking about like secret collections and that kind of stuff. Just seem interesting. I mean, we're all obsessed with books on here, so you probably get it. Another one is called Cultish, The Language of Fanatism, which I've never been someone super into like cults or like murder mystery kind of thing, like podcasts, which I know it's a really big topic for a lot of people, but it's never really been my thing. But this one, the only complaints I've heard about it is that it doesn't go in super detail, which means it's probably exactly what I want. So I think for me that might be like a good entrance into the topic, exploring it, deciding if there's anything I want to look more into it. But good ratings so far, and it seems intriguing to me. Also, Humble Pie, When Math Goes Wrong in the Real World. Who doesn't want to read a book about math? Me, apparently I want to. Word by Word, which is about dictionaries. Listen, that sounds cool to me. And also Toxic Positivity, which I am so glad that we're having that discussion because I cannot stand it. Toxic positivity. So that seemed interesting to me. I can't wait to read that one. Highlands of Abandonment, which one of you actually recommended that one. I'm super happy that I actually requested it from my library because they didn't have it. And so if you are part of the bank library, what is it? Bibliothèque nationale des archives? No, Bibliothèque des archives nationales du Québec. So if you see it as an audiobook, you're welcome. That's from me. But I'm so glad that they finally got it. I believe that might be like access to a PDF also with the audiobook because I want to see the pictures. I didn't even mention what it was about. Basically, places on Earth that human like abandoned and nature reclaimed, which it just seems interesting. Again, random topic, want to go into more details. Then there's Burnout by Emily Nagoski. She's the same author as Come As You Are, which is about sex and female orgasm, which I have yet to read, but is also on my library waiting list, but I've mentioned that in the past. But basically about the secret of unlocking the stress cycle. I feel like we've all been a little burnt out the last 2 years, so it just seems like maybe that might be a good read. I'll let you know it's a new release, so there's not a ton of reviews so far. Okay, that's enough for nonfiction. Now let's talk about some fiction books, because I've also added quite a bit in the last couple of weeks to my TBR. First off, Goodreads on the Choice Award that they came out with in 2021. I hadn't read any of the books in the fantasy category, which is unheard of for me, but I had added two, that was hard with the French accent, two, She Who Became the Sun, and the other one was The Shadow of the Gods, which is our Patreon book club pick of the month in March, so we will be reading that one. But I've since added three more. The Jasmine Throne, A Master of Jinn, and The Unbroken, which are three adult fantasy that have been getting good ratings, and I'm excited to get my hands on. I will let you know which ones are worth it. I feel like with fantasy, I've been reading a lot of like older popular ones, and I've had the same issues with them over and over and over again. So I want to maybe focus a little bit more on the most recent one, or at least balance it a little bit. So hopefully I won't be as frustrated with the genre. So we'll let you know how those go. You can also add them to your own TBR. I've been meaning to read more by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I really enjoyed Children of Time by him, and I've read a couple more of his books. But the one that I'm the most excited about to read in 2022 is Shards of Earth, which is like a adult sci-fi, like space opera kind of thing. And book 2, I believe, is coming out this year. So I want to try and keep up. It's impossible to keep up with him. He's basically like Brandon Sanderson of sci-fi, although they both write sci-fi fantasy. So like it's a really bad example, but he just keeps coming out with more books. I can't keep up. And so far I've enjoyed pretty much everything I've read by him, and that one seems to be fairly popular. I also want to check out Elder Race by him, which that one is being described as a junior anthropologist on a distant planet must help the locals he has sworn to study to save a planet from an unbeatable foe. And I believe this one mixed like magic and science, which again, definitely something I want to read about. And that one is short. I think it's like novella-ish. It's 200 pages, so quick read. One that I was excited that I didn't know was coming out this year, because I tried to keep up with the new releases, but you know, sometimes one slipped in the cracks. Gabriel Zevin, the author of The Storied Life of A.G. Fikry, which, by the way, if you are looking for a feel-good kind of book, a book you can read in a day, you're in a reading slump, I would recommend that one. It's like a little bit of the classic trope of like the old grumpy man that meets someone that changed his life, but obviously he's 40, so he's not that old, but he is widow, and a toddler is left in his used bookstore, which we like used bookstores, and you know, he's stuck taking care of the kid and changes his life. It's a good book, okay? I'm not a big contemporary person, but this definitely felt great. So I want to read more by the author, and she's coming out with Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, which is about two childhood friends who lost touch and then they reconnect, and I believe I was going to say they vibe. Ooh. They reconnect through like video games, and like that's like part of the team. I haven't been super lucky with that, video games and like books in general, but apparently this one is great. So far the reviews are positive, but it's coming out in July, so it's people that are already interested in the author. So we'll see how I personally feel about it, but I have a good feeling about it. The cover is really pretty. If you haven't heard, there's no date for that one, but I recently added it to my TBR, so I'm talking about it because why the hell not? Twilight is gonna have a new book. Two more actually, and one of them at least is supposed to be about Jacob and rotisserie chicken. I want to know. Okay, I know it's gonna be bad. I know it, but like, can I help myself? No, no. It must happen though. I will vlog it whenever it happens. We're gonna have a good laugh, and hopefully it's horrifying. But yes, that's definitely on my TBR. I mean, I would be lying if I didn't say so. So, also Ashley Audrey? I don't know. The author of The Push that I really liked last year is coming out with a new book in 2023, but I've added it to my TBR, so I wanted to mention it. It's going to be called The Whispers, and that's all I know. I don't want to know anything else. Speaking of mystery thrillers, I've added two more to my TBR. I haven't been lucky with a lot of them, but I've been asking you for some. Some of them are like on wish list, but the ones that are currently on my TBR, on my hold list from the library, are newish releases. A Flicker in the Dark and The Maid, which are two, like I said, new releases that have so far gotten good reviews, which hopefully, if this doesn't go well, at this point I think I might just take a break from mystery thrillers. I want to love them, and I feel like growing up I read so many and I loved them, but I've not been lucky with them in the last like 3 years at this point. I'll give 5 stars to like one a year, which is really low. But like, I like how readable they are, and I like being surprised, but it just... I'm often disappointed, but hopefully these will work for me. Oh, I forgot a nonfiction about science medicine again. Well, this one is called The Empire of Pain, The Secret History of the Sickler Dynasty. It's basically following 3 generations of the Sicklers family, which I think are responsible for Valium and Oxycontin, I think. So I'm curious. Again, medical stuff I've been in the mood for. I don't read a ton of historical fiction, but I do like to read like 1 or 2 year, like either really old popular ones or new releases like this one. It just came out, and it's called When We Lost Our Heads, which is about like 2 girls' friendships, which I've been trying to read more books about like good friendships between girls. I just feel like it's lacking, but I think this one might be a hectic relationship, but we're all for it. So definitely seems like it's a popular one, and again, the cover is attractive. I have been more influenced by covers than ever, which we're just gonna embrace it, really. Ooh, little sneak peek. I also have this John Green book, The Anthropocene Reviewed, which is his newest release, but I'm planning on doing a teen vlogging series, that's the word I was looking for, reading popular books by popular authors I haven't read from again. So not again, ever. John Green is definitely one of those authors that I've heard so much hype, but like I've always been nervous to read from him, but I thought it would maybe be fun to just do vlogs about it and just let you know my thoughts as we go. But he's just one of the like many authors I've been considering, so that might be a thing for me. Is that it? Isn't that enough? So that was a lot of books. I hope you found something maybe interesting that attracted the eye that you will add to your own TBR. Let me know in the comment section if there are any of the books that you think I would be interested in. That was a lot of books, but I also have some for future haul. You're gonna see it soon. I'm so excited to start doing haul, maybe, hopefully regularly. But yes, thumbs up, subscribe. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in an upcoming video very soon. Bye.